Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Chelsea Johnson. I'm a senior at El Camino High School in Oceanside, California, and my high school graduation is within months. I would first like to acknowledge how honored I am to be standing before you all this afternoon, which is one of the most exciting times in my life. Speaking of momentous times in my life, just last weekend, I got my first college admissions decision letter. Thank you. You see, the story of how I got the letter is actually kind of funny. I was at an orchestra competition and had just gotten off stage when a friend of mine came up and told me that the UCLA acceptance letters were in. I became somewhat frantic and began searching for the closest internet device. So I ended up robbing a friend's iPhone to check the status of my application, either accepted or rejected. Bracing myself for the moment of truth, I entered all of my information from my application and clicked go on the website, only to find page loading. But after a few more seconds, I saw page loading. Do you know how many things run through your head while you're waiting for that page loading sign to erase that question mark from your future? The answer, a lot. And so, during the precious moments between ambiguity and destiny, I began with page loading questions of doubt. The first was, am I adept enough as a young person to get into UCLA? Upon asking myself this question, a slew of my efforts, successes, and hard work from the last 13 years of school came hurling into my mind. See, I have a pretty transcript, heavy on APs and polished with SAT scores. I have a lot of volunteer experience at my city's local medical center, several years invested in school music programs, membership in numerous clubs, time in soccer programs, and weighty work experience. Continuing page loading led me to reflect, how did I even get here? Born into a chaotic home surrounded by drug and alcohol use, domestic abuse, and eventual parental estrangement, adversity had hounded me for much of my life. Could all of this stand in the way of my future? What did it mean as I went through another turbulent time in life? But, finally, the last question that came into my head right before the page loading sign disappeared was, am I ready for college? And the answer? Unequivocally, absolutely, yes. You see, the thing is, I have a family, a big family, the Simon Scholars family. And this family has done everything they could possibly do to prepare me for this giant step in my life. They have taught me that I can succeed in anything I choose to do, be it apply to UCLA and get in, to become a doctor, or to speak at a banquet in Washington, D.C. in front of remarkable people. So, when I practically threw the iPhone into the air and the tears began to fly, I knew it was because I was ready for this giant step in my life, but more, because I had a family. A real, big, supportive Simon Scholar family behind me, urging me forward. The page finally loaded and I saw my future. I was accepted to UCLA. Though I'm still waiting to hear from UC Berkeley, I know that I will go to college and that I'm on my way to achieving my dream of becoming a doctor thanks to the Simon Family Foundation and America's Promise Alliance.